Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craftsmaster dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. So we're going to start off today with a review of yesterday's dice throwing sessions. Yesterday was by far the worst dice throwing session that I had. We had 100 throws yesterday, actually 104 I believe it was, and it took 19 shooters to get there. And going through everything, good morning, Chris. Going through everything, to me, it felt like the rolls were extremely short. And if you look at the numbers that were from yesterday, they were on the shorter side, but probably half of them were at the average range, so that's 6 to 8 range. We had the longest roll we had yesterday was 14 rolls. It shows 13 on there, but it's 14 with the 7 out. And there was quite a few that were under 5, but they were kind of in the kind of mid-range. And good morning, Craig. So today we're going to be trying to bounce back, and just like Craig is saying, we can bounce back today, which I have every belief that we can do. What I'm going to be doing today to concentrate on is I'm going to be concentrating on my grip. Victor had made a comment yesterday morning and said I should be because I was doing a lot of double pitching, I was doing a lot of implosion and explosions. And what I was doing is when I was picking up the dice, if we can see this in the camera, I'm using I was using the finger pads of my fingers, which is what I was always doing. What he had me do is switch the grip around a little bit so the fingertips are right on the edge of the dice. And you can kind of relate it to, say you play guitar. And if you play guitar and you use your fingertips, you're going to pick up multiple strings that way, and it doesn't sound good, and it doesn't get a good chord. But if you use just the fingertips on the strings, you'll pick up that individual string. So we're going to kind of use that philosophy today. Going forward, that's what our focus is going to be on for today. So let's get her started. We got 100 rolls today. And we're going to be dice out here, coming out. And our first roll is going to be a 314 Big Joe from Craftsmaster Journey. How appropriate is that to start off with a 4, my signature number. And let me get roll tracker engaged here. There we go. And it's going to take a little bit to get into the grip here sometimes, because this is a different way of gripping for me. It's a little bit more of a finesse type grip. And when I do that, the dice tend to separate a little bit, so I got to make sure that they stay nice and tight. And we have a 4, 6, 10. Big Ben on the end. So hopefully this adjustment that we're doing here is going to be worth it, and we'll be seeing better results. I kind of threw probably about 10 shots before I went live today, and it seemed to be doing the trick. But we'll see what happens. That left dice took off a little bit. 1, 4, 5. Yesterday I made a comment on my live stream about how John from ProCraps had to leave 2 days ago early. He didn't do his coffee and craft show because I thought it was a follow-up visit on himself, and it was actually for his wife. They actually had a doctor's visit to go to yesterday. So I wish the best of luck to her, to Kathy, Mrs. ProCraps. And we have a 5, 2, 7. That one hit the corner. We got to make sure we get them straight down the table, hit our landing zone and our ultimate spot on the end of the table. Good morning, AZ. Good morning, Mike. So those of you just joined in, we started off with statistics from yesterday. We had pretty much average or below average rolls. We had one roll that was 14. but we switched our grip towards the end. We started getting a little bit longer rolls as the session went, or towards the end of the session. And today we're going to try to continue with that grip. 5, 5, 10, hard 10. So today we're going to kind of continue with that grip, and we're going to try to get that grip down so it feels comfortable and I can get into it a little bit faster. The other thing we're going to be focusing on today is our energy level on our dice to make sure they're getting down or just barely touching that back wall. And that one felt good. 2, 2, hard 4. So 2 hard ways in a row. That's nice. And I'm trying to get comfortable for this so that when we have, not only for my own personal training purposes, but that way when our round 2 for the international shooter competition comes up, I will have a more consistent comfort level, hopefully. Another 2, 2, hard 4. 3 hard ways in a row. Craps related stuff last night. Not too many things came out. If you haven't watched the CEG dealer school video last night, very interesting video. Whoa, that one came out kind of weird. But we have a 4, 6, 10 way on the end. And the interesting part of that video was it was actually David from Casino Quest talking, kind of giving the highlights of his life up to this point, kind of. And he just kind of give you the Cliff Notes version of it. And it took an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to do. But he's going to be going more into detail in future sessions. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's pretty interesting. That one felt comfortable. Another 1, 3, 4 Big Joe from Crops Master Journey. So as I'm doing these throws, I know we're only a few in, but that grip is starting to feel slightly more comfortable. And it seems like the results are a little bit better. Hopefully they continue. That left dice took off a little bit. 4, 6, 10. Big Ben on the end. That was roll number 6. Roll number 7 coming up. So already we are almost above what our average was yesterday. Oh my God, that was terrible. If you look at my come out 7s yesterday, we had 7 come out 7s, and we had 19 7s in total. So I mean the numbers were just terrible yesterday. Dice kissed when they landed, but we still ended up with primary numbers 4, 2, 6. Single pitch. And starting next week, guys, we're going to be actually analyzing each dice roll, and we're going to be calling it a double pitch, single pitch, implosion, explosion, right dice, left dice, all that type of stuff. And this is where we're going to start training ourselves to identify what's being thrown with the dice. So that way, that felt good. And we have a 5, 1, 6. So that way, when we get to the purple belt, we will be able to analyze the dice a lot faster and hopefully make changes in the purple belt to correct what we're doing for throwing. Again, the blue belt is designed for training yourself to watch the dice, but it's also that right dice took off a little bit higher than the left one, 6 to 8. But also what our goal is for our blue belt level is to document our throws, to get a good baseline so that way we know what's going on. Morning, Vince. So That one felt good. 358. So far, this change in the grip is helping. So props goes out to Victor for the suggestion. Hopefully continues. And like I said yesterday, guys, this is a dice shooting journey for myself, but I invite every single one of you guys to join the journey as well. Get out the dice, shoot daily, practice daily, and 527, 7 ouch. Practice daily and make suggestions. If you have problems, drop me a line. Maybe I might have a solution. Or if you see something in my shot, by the way, that was roll number 11, so that was much better than yesterday. Morning Magic Aces, if you see something in my shot, make sure you mention it. And either A, I will hopefully take that into consideration, make changes, or B, defend what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and hopefully that'll be a learning experience for us all. 2-2, hard 4, come out. Number is a 4, point is 4. So we're throwing quite a few hard ways today so far. Morning, Alfredo. Everybody's showing up today, and I appreciate all you guys for showing up and showing support. And we have a 5-5 hard 10, second hard way in a row. For those of you just showing up, this is the blue belt level. Yesterday was probably the worst day that I had throwing the dice in all of my live videos. And towards the middle part to the end, Victor actually made a comment about how I was gripping the dice. And it made me think a little bit. 426 made me think a little bit, and I took his suggestion to mind, and I tried incorporating it towards the end of the video, and it actually worked out. And today, that's what we're concentrating on, is changing the grip around a little bit to the way that Victor had mentioned, and thus far it is working. And what I'm doing is I'm gripping more with the fingertips rather than the pads of the fingers. And sometimes it's a little bit hard getting into it, especially if the dice are not cooperating with me. There we go. And 257. That one didn't feel too comfortable coming out, but it is what it is. So we're going to do 100 rolls today. We're on roll number, that was roll number 19. We're at 123 in the roll tracker. We finished off at 104 yesterday. So we're going to bring it up to 200. And that one hit right at the base of the table, 437, come out 7, which is a double pitch. And that does tend to happen when I throw it a touch too long. And 628, point is 8. So play along, guys. Get your chips out if you want to practice your strategies. Throw the dice while you're watching. As soon as you're done and you're done watching John, get your dice on practice then. Great opportunities to get the practice in. Wow, that right dice took off. Hit on top of the left one. It's a 4-2-6. They kissed when they came down. That one felt comfortable, but we have a 2, 5, 7. So 7 ouch. That was a little bit shorter of a roll. That was 4 rolls. We're going to keep on going with this dice grip. We're going to give it an honest try here. I feel that it is going to help, though. And we have a 4, 2, 6. Both dice are right up against the edges, so that's nice. So that meant that was a very good energy level. Magic Aces is mentioning that my hand is not square to the back wall, and he would be correct on that. When you do the 3-finger par grip, which looks like this, you would go square with your dice to the back wall. And this is something that if you go back in my earlier videos, you'll see why I do that. What I do is I start with a crooked. So if you look at the slant on the A, that's about the angle of my dice. And the reason being is because when I release the dice, it's actually square at the back wall at the top position. Alfredo had questioned me a while back on that as well. And that was his explanation after I explained it to him. He goes, oh, sort of like golf. You know, it kind of doesn't matter how you get into it as long as the end result is what you're looking for. And that's kind of the same philosophy. So I have a slight angle on the dice here. So that way when I release it, it's square at the release point. And we have a 1-1-2 Snake Eyes, first time today. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Vince is getting Alfredo going on the Smack Talk on Big AZ's channel. If you haven't checked out Big AZ at all, guys, make sure you check them out. I know most of you guys on the chat today have checked out Big AZ. A little bit long, and we have a 1-5-6. But Big AZ goes live almost every single night, and he does live craps. He usually has about anywhere between 3 to 6 people on it. And he does a tremendous job. I love watching him deal. I love the attitude that he gives people when they're not following the directions. Like Vince gets hollered at quite a bit. Nemo gets hollered at quite a bit. That one felt a little bit long, but we lucked out. We got a 1-4-5. The dice came down and died right away, so that was nice. Going for roll number 5 here. It'd be nice to get these numbers back up so that way they're not subpar like they were yesterday. And 1-4-5 again. No field 5. That was our point. So that's our second point that we hit on the shooter. So that's good to see because that's one thing that I don't do a lot of is hit those points. Dice split apart a little bit in midair. We got a 5-3-8. So the point will be 8. That was the first tall number for this shooter. All the rest of them were smalls. And we have a 5-5 hard 10. Shooter shot number 7. And 549, center field 9. Now we're starting to hit the talls a little bit. So we need 11, 12, 3, and 4. Or we'll take an 8 and knock that point off again. That would be nice. And we can work on that fire bet. A little bit long on that one. We have a 1, 4, 5. No field 5. That was roll number 9. And 3, 3, hard 6. Hard way. Wow, that one was really long. And there you go, 527. As soon as that dang dice hits the back wall, it's 527. The dice did roll there. And that was 11 rolls. So I will take that. It's a lot better than what we were doing yesterday. So coming out. And we have a 639 center field 9. That is our point. One of the things that was happening yesterday is my dice were crossing when they would land. And they don't seem to be doing that nearly as much today as what they were yesterday. Almost every single roll, the last 30 rolls, it seemed like they were crossing. They would land and cross as soon as they hit. And for some reason, that's not doing it today, which I'm happy. I would like to know why it was doing that, though. Now it did cross. Now that I mention it, 437, 7 ouch. That's a double pitch. And that proves, like I said, that proves that whenever you talk about something, it happens. So we will not talk about that anymore. And 4, 6, 10. Point is 10. And 516 mixer. Christmas Sideshow Gamble. Hopefully he's doing well overseas, doing what he's doing. And if you haven't checked his videos out lately, he's been posting usually about 1 a week, maybe 2 a week. Show him some support, show him some love, guys. He is doing what he's doing probably to help protect us since he's in the military. That one felt a little short, but we have a 538. And I know that occasionally he's been jumping on the live streams and commenting whenever he gets the opportunity to do so. Dice split apart a little bit in midair. 325, no field 5. And when they split apart, it usually means that you pushed with your thumb a little bit. So we'll have to make sure that that does not happen. And we have another 235. So this coming weekend, today is Wednesday, so we're going to do Thursday and Friday. This coming weekend, I will not be doing any dice throwing. I'll be going out of town, making a trip down to Des Moines, Iowa, to go see the rodeo. It's an indoor rodeo this weekend. And girl from Craftsmaster Journey likes going to the rodeo down there, and that's where she's from originally. Wow, that was long. And we lucked out 1, 2, 3. Shocker. So one thing we are not getting a lot of today are those craps numbers, which is fine by me. That was roll number 6. And 369, center field 9. Energy level seems decent today in the dice. Not too hard, not too soft. Probably be a touch softer, maybe, if I was to make an improvement. The landing zone's starting to kind of hone in a little bit today. And as I say that, I miss it. But that's right. We have midnight 6-6. It's the first one of those today. And we are 1 number away from that tall, and we are 2 numbers away from that small. See if we can pick up the mid-mo yo. Now veered off to the left in midair, and we have a 4-3-7. Ouch. And that was roll number 9. So our numbers are coming up a little bit today. We got the SOR back up to 5.7, SRR to 4.4. Those numbers were quite low when we ended yesterday. This grip is starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. Just got to concentrate the tips of the fingers. And we have a 1-4-5 on the come out. No fill 5. 5 is a point. Also, guys, if you haven't checked out, Alfredo has a new show or series that's going out. It's called Talking Crap with Alfredo. I think he's going to be doing it on the weekends. And 257. That one felt a little weird coming out. They crossed at the end again. And I was on a show last week. It was fun. It was really fun. It was very informal, but we're kind of bouncing around topic to topic to topic. So it's really neat. Really neat. It's sort of on the same order as the craps chat. Highly recommend to check it out. Hopefully you'll be doing it again this weekend. And we have a 639. And that's roll 152. So we have 49 more left. 48 more left. And we have a 2-2 hard 4. That dice is up tight. This is about 1.5 inches from the wall, inch and a half. And we have a 516 mixer. That right one hit the back wall and took off a little bit. Definitely feel a difference in this grip on holding the dice. Dice are a little bit sharp on the fingertips, so I know I'm getting it right when it's sharp there. And I'll tell you the pressure that I'm putting on a 2-1-3 shocker. The pressure that I'm putting on the dice is very minimal. It almost feels like they're going to fall out of my fingers if I do one wrong move. So that is also a good sign. So that way we have very little contact, finger contact with those dice. Another 2-1-3 shocker. For hard 8. It's kind of funny watching the participation on this live show with people watching and that. Yesterday, I think I was up to like almost 40 people watching. Today, we're at 7 people. I think the most we had is close to 14. It's trying to figure out rhyme or reason in that. What's pulling people in, what is not pulling people in? Is it the day? Is it the time? Is it my content? And we have a 3-5-8. Both of them are up tight against the back wall there. So they died right at the end there. That was nice. Single pitch. Vince is saying that Alfredo needs to do a daily dose of Ask the Pros nightly. I consider Alfredo to be one of those pros. He is a very good craps player. 6-5 Minmo Yo. That's one number we have not thrown a lot of today. We need the 10 and 12 for the tall. We need the 2 and 5 for the small. Nice kiss at the end, but we have a 1-4-5. So I believe that was one of the numbers we needed. So pick up the 2 snake eyes and we'll get the small. And 4-2-6. That was roll number 10. And we have the 5-5 hard 10. And I believe that's the number we were looking for. Need a 12 and a 2. The two hardest ones to get. Which I'm actually fine with not getting either one of them, because that means that I have an implosion or explosion of both dice then. And 369, center field 9. That was roll number 12. Dice split apart in midair. We have a 2-1-3 shocker. And it looks like we're still looking for a point here. I didn't realize I hit the point. And another 2-1-3 shocker. Not good come out numbers, but it is extending the roll. So for the shooting competition, that's actually favorable, because that guarantees you 2 more rolls at least. That was a little bit short, but we have a 3-5-8, so the point should be 8. And that was roll number 14, 15 coming up here. Oh, that's not documenting, that's why, huh? The last one was a 5-3-8. There we go. Mike is saying that they might have watched me have a bad day yesterday, and now that I'm back on the horse, that they're ditching me. That very well might be, Mike. That might be. Whoa, that was way off to the right. 437. That might be Mike, but hey, it shows that we're human. Everybody has good days, bad days. And that was roll number 16. I will take that. We did not get that small or tall, but hey, I'm fine with that. We have 167, so we need 33 more rolls. I am liking this grip right now, now that I'm getting into it more comfortably. 246, point of 6. So I'm going to have to make a very conscious effort to do this every single time with that grip until it becomes habit, until it becomes a constant. If it's not comfortable, set it back down and get back into it again. And we have a 516 mixer. And that was our point. So we hit the 6 twice in a row there. So coming out again. And we have a 235, 235, no field 5. And I always announce the right dice first. I'm sorry, the left dice first. And 639. The right dice is way up tight there. Center field 9. So it's roll number 4. We're at 171 for the day, or for the today and yesterday. A little bit short on that, but we have a 145. No field 5 again. And that is our point. So we hit our point. That's nice. So that is the second point we've hit on the shooter. One of the things that's happening with me with this grip, though, that I need to get into it better is when I'm getting into it, the dice are splitting a little bit. So I'm actually using my pinky to push the dice in tight and then set my 3 fingers perfect, or the way I need them to be. A little bit long. They cross the midair, or when they landed, we have a 2, 4, 6. So the point is back on the 6. And that should be a repeater. That one almost felt like the dice went forward. They rolled forward instead of backwards like normal. 6 to 8. Kind of came out a little bit weird that time. Almost like they slipped out instead of came out like they should. And we have a 1, 5, 6. Mixer. And that is our point again. Definitely hitting some consistency today. And we have a 639. So this will be our third different point for this shooter. And that was roll number 9. So let's see if we can hit this point again. And we have a 3, 5, 8. That right dice hit the back wall and rolled off really hard, really far. Must have just hit the corner just right. That was shot number 10 for this shooter. If you look at our SOR starting to come up, our SRR is starting to come up as well. So that's nice to see again. And 437. Of course, I mentioned that, and it shows. So that was a decent shot. And we're at roll 178, so we have 22 more left. Let's see if we can finish this all with one shooter today, so we can get one really long roll in. And a 213 shocker. I think tonight is the night that Ed Robinson and Jeff from Mid Atlantic Craps is going to be going through and doing their dual live stream, talking about their trip to Biloxi. 112 Snake Eyes. So I will have to watch that in a replay because I will be at work at that time and I will not be able to watch it live, which I really want to because I'm really interested to see how it went. I heard it went well. Veered off to the left a little bit. 459 Centerfield 9. Roll number 3, number 4 coming up. Split apart a little bit. 437. So did not get that long of a roll on that one, which is all right, I guess. Because I probably on a couple of the other rolls would have made my money and hopefully would have been gone already. That one veered off to the right. 4-4 heart 8. Square pair. So point will be 8. And we have 19 people watching right now, which is awesome. No, only 19 views. Somehow my screen switched over, so I don't know how many people are actually watching right now. Let's cooperate here. There we go. And 257. So let's end this on a good note here today, guys. It was a good session up thus far. We have 16 more throws left. And we have a 4-6-10. Big Ben on the end. So our point will be 10. A little bit hard on the throw, but we have a 2-4-6 single pitch. And a 4-1-5. No field 5. And 325. Point is still 10. Good morning, CRC. Almost done at the roll here. It's the blue belt, 347. Blue belt, and we're going for 100 throws today. Yesterday was a terrible, terrible, terrible day. Today was pretty good. The sevens are coming out a little bit right now. Well, we made a couple corrections in the dice grip, and we're grabbing more with the fingertips rather than the pads of my finger. Now the suggestion that was made to me by Victor, 2 and 3, shocker. 10 rolls are so left. Now I've veered to the left. And it seems like every time that I'm veering off to that left, if it throws too long or if it hits too hard into that mixing bowl, the big red comes out. So that's why it's very important that I get that landing zone down. And that was a double pitch, by the way. And 112 snake eyes. By the end of tomorrow, we will have 1,000 throws in on the blue belt level, a total of 1,000 rolls. Now veered off to the right a little bit. 426. So this is a great example of putting the time in, getting the practice in, trying to hone the skill in, trying to eliminate those variables, which is proven very, very, very difficult to do at times. And we have a 325. And I'm guessing my fingers were not lined up straight on that one because the one dice went higher than the other one did. So that means it rolled off the fingertips slightly different. So you got to make sure those fingers are in a line. I know when you use a par grip, one of the tricks that George does is he takes his finger and just pushes it straight down, so that way they're lined up straight. With this dice set, I'm not able to do that. I have to make sure that they're straight on the edge of the dice. Like I said, I'm grabbing the edge so finely that it's hard to pick those dice up sometimes. And we have a 358. CRC is saying, look at the target. And that I am. I actually look not so much at the target, but I actually pick a spot on the wall where I want the dice to land, and that's where I look when I throw down a table. Whoa. 516 mixer. A dice rolled. It was a 5-1. Um, and it's kind of like the theory of like when you're riding a bike and you're mountain biking and you see a rock on the side of the path and you say, don't hit it, don't hit it, hit it, don't hit it. And you're watching a darn rock and what do? You run it over, you hit it. When what they do actually teach you to do is to look away from it so that way you do miss it. So I look at that wall right where I want the dice to land, at least in line, 538. And that way, hopefully the dice do come and hit that area on the wall where I'm looking. So that was roll number 8. Our point is on 8. Come on, Joe, get that grip. There we go. And that one came out of my hand. 3-1-4. There we go. Back on that 4. That one came out of my hand. My hand was crooked when I released the dice, and that's why that left dice flew a little bit higher. And that's something I noticed. I felt right away, which does not seem like it's always the case. I'm usually coming out pretty square. Six to eight. Sixes and eights are hitting pretty hard right now. That was our point. So we have 2 points in already. Looking for a third point. And it's a leaner. It's a 6-1-7. It's a come out 7. It rolled. It was a 1. 6-1. There we go. It rolled back. Aim for the deer, CRC says. The deer are not around too much right now. Right now they're in the woods, freezing their butts off. We're supposed to begin a big storm on Thursday. And that just doesn't feel comfortable, so we're going to set it down and reset. There we go. And we have a 1-6-7 again. Another come out 7. I will take them during the come outs. And we are at 200. We're going to get... Actually, you know what, guys? We are on a come out. Let's just end it right there. We're at 201. So that looks good. And we finished in less than an hour. So, but numbers today are a little bit better than what they were at the end of yesterday. Looks like we had a 17 roll, a 12 roll, a 13 roll, another 12 roll. So the numbers actually came up quite a bit. A couple short ones in between there. Our 5s, our 6s are above target. The 7 outs are definitely above target. Our 8s are low right now. This is based off of yesterday and today's sessions. The 11s and 12s are low, and the 2s are a little bit high. You look at the SOR, we brought that back up to 6.1. I think it was like 3 or 4 something when we started today. The SRR, that's the 7s roll ratio, and that's at 4.6. That we need to get back up so it averages. And yesterday, like I said, yesterday really threw it off. We had 9 come-out 7s at the beginning. Before we started today, we only had 2 of them today, so I brought it up to 11. So anyhow, hey guys, thanks for joining in. My name is Joe. This is my Craftsmaster dice shooting journey. Let's make